Hey guys, and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing the Saw franchise and sequels that are being planned after the release of Saw X, so let's jump into this movie horror news. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here, guys. So guys, we're going to take a look at this article here from MovieWeb. Saw sequels are being planned beyond Saw X, producers reveal. More Saw movies are being planned beyond this month's Saw X. So yeah, this is great news, guys. I'm a really big fan of the Saw franchise. I think it's great. I mean, not every film has been amazing quality or, like the script hasn't been amazing in every single film. But it's just the concept of the Saw franchise, putting people into traps, seeing how they're going to escape out of it. And there's always kind of a twist in the movies, and it's kind of fun to see it play out. Obviously, you've got Jigsaw the puppet. He's always fun to see on screen. The little puppet riding around on a bike. It's quite funny. And we've got John Kramer, who's become this kind of horror icon, akin to kind of, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and he's kind of carved his own way out in the horror franchise. And now I would regard Saw as kind of being on par. He's one of these massive, horror icons, John Kramer in the Saw franchise. But anyway, guys, let's jump into the article and see what it has to say. So the producers behind the Saw franchise, Burg and Oren Koules, have revealed that there are plans to continue the horror series beyond the upcoming Saw X. The next installment is a prequel-sequel that brings back Tobin Bell as John Kramer, detailing an early personal vendetta which saw him grow into Jigsaw that fans have come to know and love. Check out what Koules had to say about future plans for Saw. So, he goes on to say, quote, "We're kind of superstitious, we tend not to get too far ahead of ourselves. The movie's going to be released in a few days for us. We do have ideas for the next one. We haven't put pen to paper, but this is his story. We really wanted it to be John Kramer's story and to tell a John Kramer story. So for the first 30 minutes of the movie, he's John Kramer. You don't have any hint of Jigsaw." So this is one of the things that kind of excited me about this new Saw movie, guys. The fact that we're going to see kind of what he was like before he was Jigsaw, seeing John Kramer as just a normal guy, before he was this kind of Jigsaw alter ego kind of horror guy. And I think seeing that part of the character is going to be really, really fun. It's going to sort of build on his character, and we're going to see a little bit more in depth about, his motivations, who he is as a person. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. And obviously seeing the posters and seeing the trailer, the traps just look crazy. They look on par with what we've seen before. And I'm just here for it, man. Like, the Saw franchise is just fun. It's just dumb fun at the theater, and it's just fun to watch. So speaking with comicbook.com, Koules not only reveals that there are already ideas and plans in place for further outings beyond Saw X, but gave some insight into how the prequel will show John Kramer in somewhat of a different light. So Tobin Bell's John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, is of course a crucial part of the Saw franchise, something which became an issue when he was killed in Saw 3. Yeah, man, they killed him off way too early in this franchise, and now they've been trying to extend the franchise out while he's been dead, and it's just not, it's just not worked out properly. Obviously, we had the spin-off movie, which was Saw Spiral. He wasn't in that, and it just wasn't on par with what the Saw franchise should be. The Saw franchise is built around John Kramer and Tobin Bell playing that character, and it's at his best when he's on screen and he's doing his thing. And if he's not there, the Saw franchise is good, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not, up to the quality without Tobin Bell's John Kramer. So the character has since appeared in flashbacks and recorded footage, but one wonders if and how he will continue to appear beyond Saw X. Could more prequels be on the cards? While we don't know whether John Kramer will feature in the continuing Saw series, one thing is for sure. While we don't know whether John Kramer will feature in the continuing Saw series, one thing is for sure. Oh, okay, I thought that was the end of I was like, why is there no more writing? Like, they just forgot the rest of the paragraph. Continuing Saw series, one thing is for sure. No one other than Tobin Bell will ever play John Kramer. I mean, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Because we always get in our heads, once we have, an actor in an iconic role, whether it's a superhero role, a horror role, like a James Bond or whatever. And once we get used to a certain actor playing a certain role, we can't picture any other actor playing him, They can always, because they've killed him off in Saw 3, and going forward, like, the only thing they can do is prequels because he's now dead. In my opinion, they should just soft reboot the franchise. Keep him as John Kramer, but just soft reboot the franchise. That's one method that they could do. They could recast John Kramer. Have a hard reboot as opposed to a soft reboot. Just recast the guy. Have a complete reboot of the series. obviously call it Saw, but you would have John Kramer played by a different actor and have a different story. That's another thing that you could do. So there's different avenues that they could take with the franchise, I think. During the same conversation, Saw X director Kevin Grutert addressed the possibility of the role of John Kramer being recast, which is what I was just saying, guys. An idea that he thinks is unlikely, but if it does happen, the bar will be set very high. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? You want to get another actor to come in and play this iconic role, and they have to kind of live up to what was done before. And obviously, living up to Tobin Bell's John Kramer, he plays this role so fantastically. So getting another actor in is going to be, it's big shoes to fill, but ultimately it can be done. There's no reason why it couldn't be done. It seems unlikely, Mads Mikkelsen took over Anthony Hopkins in the role of Hannibal Lecter, and we need somebody on that level. Exactly. See, there's a perfect example there of someone taking over. Anthony Hopkins in the role of Hannibal Lecter was one of the most classic cinema icons ever. And Mads Mikkelsen came over and took over. And there's no reason why another actor couldn't do this with John Kramer in the Saw franchise. So, director Kevin Grutert. I hope I'm not butchering that, Kevin Grutert. I hope I'm not butchering that, guys. Sorry if I am. And written by Peter Goldfinger and Josh Stolberg, Saw X has been called the most disturbing installment of the Saw franchise yet. Yes, this is what we want. Give us disturbing Saw. Is it really a Saw movie if it's not disturbing, though? This is the thing. Like, you don't want to go into like a PG Saw movie, do you? Where it's all like, rainbows and happy things, and like, no, we want people, being chained up and cut, and we want all these kind of crazy contraptions and all this kind of stuff. It's what we go to Saw for, guys. Come on. As it explores the untold chapter of Jigsaw's most personal game. So, set between the events of Saw 1 and 2, sick and desperate, John travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in the hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable. Armed with newfound purpose, the infamous serial killer returns to his work, turning the tables on the con artist of his signature visceral way through devious, deranged, and ingenious traps. Could you imagine you're a con artist, and of all the people in the entire world that you could con, you end up conning John Kramer? Like, that would be a bad day at the office. That would be your just desserts, wouldn't it? That's what you get for conning people. You end up getting the Jigsaw treatment. So, led by Tobin Bell is John Kramer, which is Jigsaw. The rest of the Saw X includes... guys, I'm not even going to attempt to try and read all of these cast names because I'm just going to butcher them. So, take it at your own leisure if you want to read the cast list here. The Saw X includes all of these cast members here. You can pause the video quickly if you want to read the cast list, but like I said, I'm not going to try and read through it because I'll end up butchering all the names, so there's no point. Saw X is set to theatrically release by Lionsgate on September 29th, which is only 1 week from now, and I cannot wait. I need to book my ticket. I still haven't done that yet. That's if it's available. But yeah, I'm super excited. Take my money. I'm going to be there. They could make as many sequels as you want for Saw, and I'll be there every time. Like, even if it looks bad, they're just dumb, fun, ridiculous movies. And like I say, I just want to see what traps there are. I want to see if people can get out of it. And ultimately, it's just fun popcorn movie. And I always love seeing Billy the Puppet. Like, this guy here, how can you fail to put a smile on your face? I mean, look at him. He's just hilarious. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. Are you a fan of the Saw franchise? Are you planning on seeing Saw X next week when it comes out? And if you are you, would you be excited to see more Saw in the future? And let me know what you think about Tobin Bell as well. Do you think he should be recast if they go forward, or do you not really care who plays Jigsaw? Just let me know your general comments and thoughts below, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.